This order came from Mr. Worker. It's an Italian website. First of all, extremely fast shipping, especially from Europe to the United States. It was purchased on the 15th of this month. They shipped it on the 18th, and it was delivered on the 20th. So it was only 5 days total to go from Italy to the east coast of the United States. From the time that I ordered it on my phone till arriving at my door was 5 days. It came from Mr. Worker. Inside the box was my USAG 285X wrench set, and I also added a USAG wrench holder. These are the USAG 285X wrenches, which, if you're familiar, they are the exact same thing as Mac RBRT wrenches for half the price. Again, these are 285X. They come packaged in this box. On Mr. Worker's website, this is the wrench set here. The USAG 285X with special profiles. This is the 6-point box end. This is the Mac RBRT wrench. Inside the box, it came with a complimentary USAG tool rule. Just your typical Velcro, Velcro nylon tool rule. This set is a metric number 8 to 19, no skips. 8 to 19, no skips. Inside the box, every single wrench was individually wrapped in plastic. USAG 285X, this is the 8mm, imported by Stanley Black & Decker. Then on the front, we have our USAG packaging. This is the 8mm. This is USAG Perfect Grip. Works with both new and damaged hexagon. Again, this is Mac RBRT. And there's the back of the sticker. This is the complimentary tool roll. This was included in the price. It came with it in the box. I did not pay extra. And again, here we are. 8 to 12, no skips. 8 to 19, no skips. 8 to 19, it's a 12-piece set. 8 to 19, no skips. Just like the Mac RBRT and the Facom and the Craftsman sets, they also have these carriers. These are sold separately, but this is the one that I purchased. This USAG, it's the 285 KBV12. This is how it comes right here. If you want the number on it, that is the one that I purchased. This is the holder. This is Stanley Black & Decker design. This was an extra $10, well worth it. All in all, for the wrench set and for this holder and shipping, I'm only in this like $150. And they're the exact same thing as the Mac RBRTs, but the Mac set is like $330 for the exact same thing. And yes, they fit in here perfectly fine. Same exact concept as the Mac set or the comparable Facom or Craftsman sets. Good example of what the wrench looks like, USAG 285X. The open end has the teeth on it, has the raised ramp. We have 2 serrated teeth right there. We have several teeth on this side, exactly like the RBRTs. On the box end, it's a 6-point box, and it also has teeth on 3 out of the sides. 3 of the sides are flat, and 3 of the sides have teeth on them. Excellent fit and finish on these. These are extremely impressive. So how does the USAG 285X compare to the Craftsman Overdrive or the Craftsman V series? Let's take a look. For size comparison, these are all 10mm metric wrenches, USAG 285X, Craftsman V series, Craftsman Overdrive, Harbor Freight Icon, Harbor Freight Pittsburgh. Same comparison except for 14mm metric, USAG 285, Craftsman V series, Craftsman Overdrive, Harbor Freight Icon, Harbor Freight Pittsburgh. last comparison, metric 17s. I think all I'm proving at this point is that the USAG 285X is about the same length as the Craftsman Overdrive and the Harbor Freight Icon. Or we could just say the Craftsman V Series is a short pattern wrench. I'm not going to go into detail in this video about all of the Stanley Black & Decker products. If you're watching this, you're familiar with it most likely. Where Stanley Black & Decker produces the same wrench under multiple brands. You have the Mac RBRTs, Mac Precision Torques, but then you also have some USAG stuff. You have Facom 440, 440XL, Craftsman Overdrive, Craftsman V Series, etc. You guys are all familiar with that. I'm not going to harp on it. One thing I will say, though, I don't have a Mac set. The Craftsman plastic case is a higher quality than this USAG one. I only paid $10 extra for the USAG one, but it's not quite as good quality as the Craftsman one, and the Craftsman has better markings. USAG 285, it just uses a sticker inside with the metric markings, and that sticker honestly is going to come off easily. However, something here to note, Craftsman V Series skips sizes. 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Not the biggest deal, but you are missing the 9mm there. Again, probably not going to use it very often, but it skips it. The USAG doesn't. These are both 15mm wrenches. Similar design, but very different in two very key areas. Craftsman V Series is a short pattern wrench. There's your length difference. The overall design of, the beam, the handle is extremely similar. You can notice some consistencies between the two of them. They feel extremely similar. It's the same factory in Taiwan. Craftsman V Series is a 12-point box end. USAG 285X is a 6-point box end. The V Series has no serrations or teeth or anything on the open end, whereas the USAG 285X does. So the Craftsman V Series is more like a short pattern Mac Precision Torque, I believe. This is about where the similarities between these two end. Here is they just have the overall same basic pattern, but they're very different. I'm zoomed in for this portion on the Craftsman Overdrive. So the USAG is a 12-piece set. Craftsman Overdrive is an 11-piece set. USAG gives you 8 to 19mm, no skip. Craftsman Overdrive, you get an 11-piece set. It gives you the 6mm, but it skips the 7, 9, and 11, not commonly used sizes. So it's a 12-piece USAG versus an 11-piece Craftsman Overdrive. The USAG loses out on the 6mm that the Craftsman Overdrive gives you, but the USAG gains the 9 and 11mm wrenches, which are skipped in the Craftsman Overdrive. These aren't commonly used sizes. Maybe they are on some vehicle or piece of machinery or equipment that you work on, but just something to think about. And here I'm comparing the 13mm USAG, Craftsman, so some differences right away. The Craftsman, the actual beam and handle is more like your typical Icon wrench, Snap-on wrench, Pittsburgh wrench, that style. The USAG has the more rounded off Mac Precision Torque type feeling to it. This is a much rounder, kind of softer feeling wrench. The Craftsman Overdrive isn't bad at all, but if you were holding these in your hand and putting a lot of leverage on them, the Craftsman Overdrive would hurt a little bit more. As far as length goes, about the same length. I think they're the same, actually. Slightly different offset here on the box end. There's the offset there. This has that unique kind of Mac offset. So some other differences here. They're extremely similar, actually, but if we take a look at the open end here on these two, they both have teeth here. So the Craftsman Overdrive and the USAG 285X both have teeth on their open end. Try to line this up here where you can see it. It's going to be very hard to see on camera. The teeth on the 285X USAG are a little sharper feeling than on the Craftsman. And if I can really try to show you here, there's almost a serration in between these teeth. It's not going to show up on camera well, I don't believe. Yeah, right there. It's a little bit hard to see, but there's a serration where there's almost like a micro kind of tooth in between the teeth, if that makes sense. If you rub it with your fingernail, it catches more on the USAG 285X, which is the genuine Mac RBRT. The Craftsman Overdrive is extremely close, but not quite. On the other end, they both have the raised ramp. Let me zoom back out for a second here. They both have the raised ramp, but the USAG has the two teeth in the back that are missing from the Craftsman Overdrive. So there is a difference. They're very close, but there is a difference. If you feel it with like your fingernail or you grab a toothpick or some sort of pick, the USAG is slightly more aggressive, but the Craftsman Overdrive is close. Both 6-point box ends here. Same basic design. 6-point, 3 flats, 3 flat sides and 3 sides with teeth. But we have the same story here. The USAG, the teeth are a little bit more pronounced, these serrations, and in between each teeth or groove there. See, right there you can kind of see that line running down the middle. Let me try to zoom in on that. This is what I was talking about. There is this line that runs down the middle between them that is sharp and catches. And that is missing. That's missing from the Craftsman Overdrive. The teeth on the serrations on the Craftsman Overdrive are a little bit more rounded. They're not quite as aggressive as this RBRT design here. So, I just got the USAG 285X. I don't have any experience using it firsthand yet. I have used the Craftsman Overdrive here. I will tell you the Craftsman Overdrive is a phenomenal wrench. USAG 285X, what I can tell so far is that it is better, but it's not a lot better. If this is a 10 out of 10, the Craftsman Overdrive is a very solid 8. USAG 285 beats it, but not massively. If I didn't have either set, I would personally just spend the extra money, get the USAG 285X. No skips, it's the true genuine RBRT design. However, if you're looking to save money, again, this was about $130 for the set of this versus about $75 for the Craftsman Overdrive. So you are paying more for the USAG 285X. But the Craftsman Overdrive, if you didn't feel like shopping online, you wanted to pick it up in person, you didn't probably care as much, you'd be perfectly happy with the Craftsman Overdrive. I'm still happy with it. I'm still going to use both. But the Craftsman Overdrive is not quite at the same level as the Mac RBRT or the USAG 285X, but it's close.